Selection-wise, the manager's given us a good idea that Conor Bradley will be starting. Do you expect the back four then to be Virgil, Konate and Robertson? We know the goalie almost certainly starts as well.
I think so, yeah. I think it is a game to go as strong as possible. I don't think there's any need for experimentation. I don't think there's any need to see what lads can do. I mean, last weekend, obviously, he put a much changed team out, and I don't think anybody they put into the squad would have changed his perception of what they're able to do already. So, the lads who confirmed where they are in the standing, the lads who just didn't take the chance, Darwin's header. It's not going. Nothing about last week has changed the manager's mind in any way, shape, or form. I think this weekend it is. You put your first team out, you put out the lads who've got to say it, and they just do the job. And I mean, I'm very hot on this one. When we were talking just before the break about the idea of enjoying it, I don't want enjoyment. I want feral. I want the crowd going absolutely mad because, one, on a personal level, we did a overview show about 6 weeks ago when there was still time to win the league, and I didn't know how long we were going, so I just projected all the way through to the end of the season. I had us being 20 points above Arsenal at the end of the season, and I thought I was mad. So I want to end the season 20 points above Arsenal to prove that I'm not mad. I have a piece of paper with this written down somewhere.
Lizzie, he mentioned there one or two lads got a chance last weekend. I felt a little bit sorry for maybe the likes of Harvey Elliott. I don't think he did himself huge favours, but he was playing in quite a much changed midfield. Well, it was a whole new midfield, so Curtis start, Endo start, etc. So if you're him, he could legitimately say, well, if I'm going to get a proper chance, it would have been nice to play next to maybe McAllister, maybe Gravenberg, or maybe Szoboszlai, however you want to carve it up. He can legitimately, I think, say that, but I do think it will be a case of reverting back to the lads who've brought him to this point.
Yeah, and as I say, they didn't start last week, so when I say they're going to be fresh, who knows? Because as I say, we don't know who's been on the island, Dubai.
What do you think Dubai's been like? Lively.
God, I'd have loved to have been there. Do you know what I mean? Like, I just want to know what's gone on, what they've been eating, what they've been drinking. Are they suntans? Do you know what I mean?
Slot suntanned.
I know. So he pulls it off as well.
So who's got a tan?
Yeah, great complexion. But no, I think you're right. But you're not going to see them on Sunday. I think Slot, as I said earlier, I think Slot will just want to put out his best team, get the job done, make a point, make a statement. It would be nice if, because the league's done, if we are, let's say we've got a 2 or 3 goal cushion or something, we're up to 70 minutes or something, that you can give the likes of Harvey a go and stuff like that. I thought Endo was hard done by last week. I thought he was one of our better players on the pitch, and I will definitely say this whole season there are times where we absolutely could have used that fella more because he's not a bad footballer. It's nice to see these people, and isn't that a great position to be sat in, and a privilege that we can say, oh, wouldn't it be nice if we can see Endo? Wouldn't it be nice if we can see Harvey Elliott? But until you win that game, there's nothing really nice about it, is it? You've got to do the right thing, and Arnie's not soft. I think Arnie's got a very, very clear plan of what he wants to do in summer. And I think who you see don't come on Sunday will tell you a lot about it, and who you see play against Brighton will tell you a lot about it. And sadly, there might be a few players who get a bit of a realisation of that this weekend and the following week.
The manager gave out talk a couple of weeks ago about maybe the remaining games might see some rotation, some different players, and that might be the case this weekend. But sitting here right now, I do expect him to go virtually full strength, as strong as he possibly can go.
Yeah, 100%. I think, it made sense for the three midfielders, for example, to drop out last week, but it makes complete sense for them to come back in now. They'll want to play as well, from a point from before. They'll want to play against the team who were knocking around, calling themselves the best, and show them. And so I think you bring all three of them back in, and then that straight away makes us stronger, because they're probably better individual players, but also they've got the unity of playing together as a three for most of the season. Really, obviously Curtis has been a little bit in and out, but generally speaking, those are the ones who he's favoured, certainly in the bigger games. And so I think those three coming back in, Konate coming back in, it just automatically just makes us stronger, because that's been part of the spine of the team that's made, helped make us so successful. And so them four sort of coming back in, the only question marks for me around the forward line, and that's where, to Lizzie's point on, we're going to be able to learn a lot about, who's starting these games and who's sort of coming on. Really, I think it'll be interesting who he goes for, particularly in that number 9 spot. Really, whether if he picks Jota, for example, then whether he goes Gakpo or Diaz, whatever you fancy. Sometimes he's just flipping a coin. But I think certainly that 9 position, or if he picks the 2 with him, I think that'll be sort of interesting in this one. And then I agree with Lizzie, who comes on and who he uses. I think he's going to treat this as a game that he wants to win, and a game that he'll go with his tried and trusted in.